Good evening. It's evening here, so good evening. Welcome, everybody. I got another video here, and this one is going to be evaluating some of the rough that is starting to come in. This one is going to be mostly good. I got stuff coming up that's going to be mostly not good, but let's start with a positive one. Let's start with the fun one. And let's look at some of these parcels that I just bought. I would probably rate this one right here that we're going to look at. I've got some of the videos that I showed you in the last video that we'll look at again. And I would say that this one right here is a parcel that's full of probably nots and maybes. Probably not going to cut anything. Maybe we'll cut something. And one, actually there's probably two. Now what this is actually three different parcels that were sold at three different. One of them was a single stone, and then one of them was two stones, and then one of them was a parcel of stones, all from the same seller. I bought them all at the same time so that I could save on shipping, and he could save on shipping. And let's look at them. This is so just as a refresher. This is actually the parcel. Alright, we can start with this one. So this is the refresher. Oh, look at the color on that one. Look how bright it is. There's actually a pretty good lesson in this one. I think this video is only just about 30 seconds long, so let's watch it through, and then you'll recognize these pieces as we come to them. Look at the crazy colors in that one. It's one of the reasons why I bought that one, is that one looked like a pretty solid chance. Razor thin color bar right there on that one. Razor thin. Let's start with that one. Okay, so I've shuffled around here a little bit. I'm trying to give you the very best look and put these in the best light possible. And one of the things you're going to find is that some of these sellers are extremely good at bringing things out the very best possible they can be. Not a bad thing, but they may not be quite what you expect when you get them if you can't recreate the same light. I'll be honest, I actually opened the package on this one and put it in the sink and under some light and went through every piece, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. But then I brought it in here where I have a little bit better light and put a headlamp on, and it's actually it's close to what the video shows. Sellers it's their job to sell their product, and they're going to come up with some of them have very elaborate setups to be able to get just the right amount of light at the right wavelength to be able to make colors come out in opals that are probably way more vivid and possibly even filtered than what you're going to see if you just take them out and look at them. So you got to be aware of that. Almost never are they going. Those guys are very good at showing you every little wink of color that's in every piece that they show you. Again, not a bad thing, but you just need to be aware that they're usually not going to be better than how they look. In fact, they probably won't be quite as good when you actually get them out and look at them. So let's look at these. Okay, let's start with what I think is the best one here to start with. And it's going to be this one that I was saying, razor thin, razor thin, razor thin. It is razor thin. The color bar on this is razor thin. Let me get it close enough that you can actually see it. Alright, I think I finally got it here where you can see it. Follow it around. Come on, focus on it. Follow it around. It's there. There's actually a lower one that you're seeing down a little bit. Right smack on the surface is the main color bar that goes all the way around there. You can see it on the edge. Now, if you look closely here, it's the good. The bad is, obviously, that's razor thin. The good is it looks to be mostly flat. Looking at it through the light, it appears to be inclusion free. I don't see any sand or anything else in there. if I'm careful, and if that is as flat as it looks like, that color right there that you're seeing, which is actually pretty good, you may be able to get something the full size of that, meaning something probably in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 carats. So that one right there we'll put in the probably good. I have here a little pile of ones that I think probably not, and mostly just because, like, you could, this one here, see the curved surface of that, the color bar is curved with the surface of that. You could Dremel that, you could make a free form, you could do something like that. Not my cup of tea. Roy would have a field day with that and make something very pretty, but not what I'm looking for. So I put that in the probably not. Razor thin, got a color bar, but it's mostly just sand and garbage. There's the color bar if you can see it. This one right here, actually look, see if I can get that. That green color bar, I can't make it show itself. Maybe try upside down. Yep, that one's just not gonna be visible. It was sure visible on the camera in the sales parcel, but there is a green color bar right there. It might be just a little piece right there, but so I put that one in the probably not. This is probably the reason why I was interested in the parcel in the first place, and that is I'm looking for a blue on black. It is way better in the video than what you get here in person. There's a big crack right there that you can see at the top right there. See it winking? Big crack right there. Trying to show it to you. It does have a cool blue play of color. You can see the crack very well like that. There you go. See the puzzle piece? See the puzzle piece? That's pretty cool. Flagstone. It is pretty cool. It would have to be, that crack right there is going to ruin being able to just take a slice off of this and getting something out of it. But it's very directional. It's very faint. It's not bright. Like, I have to get the light just right to see anything here. So that's probably not going to be, it's not worth nothing, but it's not what I was hoping for. This one was probably the most disappointing piece because the color was so amazing in the video, but if you look closely here, see that big gouge out of the top? That whole chip right there came out of the color bar. So you've got a pretty thick color bar on this side, a pretty thick color bar on this side. If that chip wasn't taken out of it, you'd have a very nice stone there, but you're not left with a whole lot. Let's see if I can show you the color bar on this one. It's not really. None of this stuff is super bright, but intermediate priced parcels, I guess that's probably to be expected. There you go. You can see. There you go. Can you see that? Trying to not block the light. As you can see, I'm not set up to sell opal, but I am trying to show this to you. So that one, probably something on the right and the left, little pointers there. This one right here is the other reason why I was very interested in this one. Dang, this is tough to... Okay, so this one I would say definitely burned me on this one. I really thought this was going to be a no-brainer, just absolute cool cutter. But looking at that top through a flashlight, that the whole thing is just ate up with sand. Very bright, very pretty color on it, but the chances of getting anything other than just something little teeny tiny very minimal. But look at how bright the color is around the sand. But the sand's even worse than it looks. It just goes all through it. I would say the same thing here. This one right here actually might have a better chance. I wasn't at first giving it much of a chance, but if the top comes off of that, this sandy top at all, and that color bar that's kind of... Alright, so I put the light behind, that helps a little bit. But this one actually I would give more of a chance now that I have it in person than I initially did in the video, especially if that top right there will come off and leave color bar. That's actually a very pretty, fairly bright stone, hopefully right there. Alright, this next one right here is going to be one of those rare ones. When I pull this up and look at it through the camera lens right now, and then I look at it through my eyes, you're seeing way more through the camera lens than what it actually shows. For some reason, whatever, you know, frequencies, light frequencies this camera picks up, this stone just pounds louder than it actually looks in real life. Now, that is amazing. That, I would say I got my money's worth on this one. The downside to this one is you shine at, let me see if I can capture it. So, look at the sand in there, and look at the sand in there. I don't know what, I mean, my inclination is to cut a slice off, you know, about like that, because of this right here. Either try to get the full face, or we try to get one little gem right there and one little bit bigger gem right there and see what we get. But literally the sand rises up into that, to where if you took it down anymore, you're probably going to start seeing sand in the face. You can't see it right now, but that one's going to be tricky. But if you could get that to where it wasn't so directional and so it's photogenic, let's just put it that way, because this all, I mean, reds right there, blues, greens, this thing is a sexy beast on camera. And it's, I mean, it's not horrible. In, I'm looking at it to the side of the camera here, and I'm seeing about 50% of what I see when I look at the screen. But I'm not unhappy with that one. Make a guess of what you think I paid for this one. I think it wasn't billed as such. It wasn't billed as any specific field, but I think that's a Lightning Ridge knobby. If you guys have a guess as to whether you think it might be something other than that, let me know. Alright, so this is one that I showed you the video of, because I told you I wasn't sure whether this one... Oh, wow. When I first took this out of the package in wrong lighting, there was nothing there. No color that I could find. I just twisted it and turned it and shined it. Here in a little bit of water. This is the one that I was doubtful about in the parcel, but you can see I've got two color bars there. They go all the way around. They kind of pinch together on this side, but they're there. They're there. I'm going to say that one's a win, and every bit of what it should be. That's a pretty chunky piece, 10-15 carats at least. This one right here is the one that I bought it for, because it seems like pretty much a no-brainer. Check that out. This one's not as bright, I think, but it's just that's just all color bar. The whole thing is color bar. So the whole thing will probably be a stone. I don't see any sand in this one. I have a crack right there that'll have to be worked out or dealt with, that I talked about when I showed it in the video. You can see some of that color already coming through the top. It's probably going to be double-sided. It's probably going to be, you know, over 10 carats when it's finished. I don't think it's going to be terribly bright, because it's not facing super bright, but it should be probably value for what I paid for it. All right, so this next batch of stuff right here, my friend Tommy at Os Opals. You guys know I'm a big fan of his channel. Super nice guy. Um, he's mentioned me a couple times on his channel. Very nice. And this stuff that I'm going to show you right here all came from him. You can go find on Os Opals, his website. You can go find these parcels like this. I would say that consistently, Tommy's stuff is very good value for what you pay. It's exactly as he describes it. It's not the pictures and video show accurately what you get when you get it. You don't have to do special lighting or anything fancy. He's showing when you see something on his, it's because it's there. And I want to showcase some of this stuff because this is pretty fun. I'm excited. Oh, I have some news. Tomorrow I'm driving 7 hours that way to go pick up a cabbing machine. Pretty excited. It's gonna be an older one, but it'll be better than what I've got, and it'll allow me to do a little bit better work than what I have been, and it has the polishing wheel on as well. That'll help me get a better polish on mine because my polishing method is not perfect, and this will make it much better. But anyway, let's look at these ones. All right, I probably should wait and do this one as the finale, but I got another one that I think is going to be even more impressive. But this one is 34 carats. 34 carats of Cooper Pedy. Again, a big, thick, bright color bar. It does pinch up a little bit into this corner here, but as you can see, there's plenty there. I switched back over here to this side of the light, and it's not as good. Hang on. If I can get the light behind me, look at that color bar. It's right there. It's all the way around that face. That one's 34 carats. Pretty clean. Thank you, Tommy. That is a beautiful, beautiful specimen piece. Well, not in a negative sense, but a lot of times the word specimen implies that there's something wrong with it, that it can't be cut. I just mean that one's a beautiful piece of rough, and I think that one's going to cut probably something at least 10 carats. We'll see. We will do a video on that one soon. Okay. Well, if you have been watching Os Opal's videos, you've seen his journey to 10,000, and in that journey he has had some Cooper Pedy parcels that he's been selling, and this is 1 ounce of stuff from those parcels. I think this specific lot is all gone. I happen to have, I think, 3 of the ounces that he had to sell. If this is from the same one, but look at that. There's just color in every piece. Let's look at a few of them. How about this crystal? This crystal one. I almost think that he slipped this one into this Cooper Pedy package, and that looks like Lambina. Tom, did you slip a little Lambina gem in here for me? This is a very gemmy crystal looking piece. Now there could be crystal, it could be Cooper Pedy crystal, but that looks almost Lambina-ish. And I'll show you here in a second why, because I've got some Lambina to show you. Beautiful piece. Which one should we look at next? Let's pick this one. Oh yeah. That one is a full, the whole thing's a color bar. I'm not catching it right with the light here or whatever, but like I said, some of these are odd because some of them show better to my eyes than the camera can pick up. It probably is the color spectrum, This one is just a nice thick color bar. The whole thing is color bar. So you're gonna get a I don't know that it'll be super bright, but you're gonna get a thick, high dome, probably double-sided gem out of that one. That one right there is probably, well, I'm sure that crystal right there, if it cuts like it should, would pay for the package. Let's see if we got another one here. Kind of a thin color bar on that one. But probably, oh, another gem, another crystal. Another crystal. Let's see. Look at that. That one's kind of thin. It might be more suited to a doublet or inlay, but it's very pretty. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. Thin piece. That's fine. Decent color bar on that one. Only problem with this one is the color bar is almost dead center and it's fairly thin already, so you're going to be a little bit thin on that one. Oh, look at that crystal. Look at that crystal showing up right there. Alright, one more. Let's find one more. Not that one. How about this one? Now this one will be a little bit tricky. Look at that angled color bar. But bright, pretty. Something right there too. Okay, so here we have a 1/2 ounce of dark lambina. You can find some lambina on his website. I don't know how much of this dark there is available, but there is lambina on there. As some of you may or may not know, lambina is kind of a closed field right now. There's not a whole lot that comes out of it. There's not a whole lot of mining going on there, if any. Look at that. Now, I have not cut any lambina. This is I've got a few pieces that he sent me with my first order with him as just a gift, and it's different enough that I decided to wait on it. But look, you're looking at color. Not picking up great on that one. Oh, look at that one. Can we see that one? That one's not picking up great, but it's got very gemmy looking. There's a big piece. That one, almost have to open that one up to see, but right there on the top there's some color shining through. Interesting piece there. These are what I would call, oh look at, oh my goodness sakes, look at that. Good night if that was throughout the whole thing. I think it's just the tip of that, right where it broke. But that'll be interesting to open up a little bit and see what's inside there. Yeah, this lambina will be fun. Crystal. Look at that one. Some of it. Okay, for this last one, I'll confess, I have not been a huge fan of Boulder Opal. There, I said it. Until now. Check this out. Look at these two pieces of Boulder Opal that I got from Os Opal. These are just, oh, I gotta find a way to, let me show you, hang on. Look at that. Look at that. Is that insane or what? Can you imagine that polished up and as a pendant? Look, and I mean, it shows color no matter. It's just insane. It's just like, oh, if I move the light, I don't have to move the camera or the piece. Move the light around. All right, that's got to be, hold on, I got to get a picture of that because that'll be the thumbnail. Okay, I got a couple pictures of there that I think do it justice. But look at this. Look at this. It may just be my most favorite opal piece I've ever seen. I mean, that I'm not serious about it. So my plan is keep as much of this as possible. Gosh, I don't know. It's almost like a picture rock with that little thing there. But my plan was initially to take that off, keep that rounded surface, keep that a little bit concave right there, and kind of take a little bit off this edge to kind of balance out the way those really nice colored sections. Sorry, I'm focused on trying to get you back in focus. But, and then just doing it as a pendant, and probably just, I don't know if I even said it, I might just put a pin with a loop on it up there at the top to be able to hang it. I am just stunned, Tommy. I am blown away by this. I mean, literally, I don't think I've seen anything opal that leaves me as speechless and stunned as this piece right here, because there is color through the whole thing, and I'm seeing it right now. This is just in the rough, and I'm thinking when this thing is polished, if you can polish it, I'm gonna have to be careful because I may have to polish some of it in the, leave it a little bit free form and not have it perfectly smooth. That one's not anything to sneeze at in itself, but look at that. I'm going nuts here thinking about what could be done with that. What do you guys think of that? I've been wrong about Boulder Opal, and this is amazing. So I don't want the video to get too long. That was a good video. I mean, probably the stuff, I won't even say where the first guy came from. You guys can see it's the seller on Facebook. And probably if I hadn't got this stuff at the same time from Tommy and Os Opal, I probably would have been happier with the stuff that I gave him. But this is just next level crazy. Tommy, thanks for letting me work this class of material. And everybody, thanks for watching. If you would subscribe, we're going to keep doing videos like this where we look at opal, we evaluate it, we buy it and see if it's got value, if it doesn't got value, if the seller's being honest, if they're being dishonest. It's a tough game out there to try to buy opal, especially when you're on a budget and you're just starting out and that stuff. I'm excited. By tomorrow I'll have a cabbing machine. I mean, fingers crossed that nothing, hopefully I don't drive, it's almost 7 hours one way. Hopefully I don't get out there and something's fishy. But anyway, if so, then by Sunday I will be cutting some of these. We'll do another video where you get to see exactly what they cut. But thanks for watching. Any of you for the giveaway from my other channel, this is the right place to leave your comments. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and you will be entered. And we might pick one of these. You guys are going to be able to help me pick the rough that we make your prize out of, but you can't have the Boulder Opal. I don't think I'm going to give that one up. Thank you.